Fear of failure, fear of letting ourselves and others down, worries about not being good enough, and being afraid of this being shown when the time comes to perform. These are just a few very common thoughts that run through most people's head, be they parents, athletes, business people, family members or friends. The alarm programming process is designed as an opportunity to accept fear, apprehension or anxiety and allow it the opportunity to do its job. We often find ourselves running away from, hiding from, or trying to distract ourselves from or suppress our fears or anxieties. And this process encourages the opposite. We want to be able to identify our fears, accept them, respect them, and learn how to use them as allies rather than treat them as the enemy, because we know that fears will never go away completely. But maybe more importantly, we don't want them to, and we know why. We know that they hold great power, great force, a drive and a passion that burns, and this process aims to help you find that appreciation, control, and harness the power that your fears hold to help you unlock your true potential. We've broken down this process into 10 key stages, and the program gives the athlete an opportunity to tackle each stage individually before piecing it back together themselves at the very end. The best thing about this process is that the athlete controls it. The program isn't telling the athlete what to think, to feel, or how to behave. Instead, it's simply encouraging them to find a way of seeing the fears in a different, more useful light. The stages this process follows include stage 1, identification. To start with, we must identify the fear, apprehension or anxiety. This brings its own unique set of problems, as a lot of us are so used to avoiding thinking about these things. Having to confront them in our heads is often a very difficult and daunting prospect. Stage 2, specification. Next, we need to think a little deeper about the fear. Be specific. If you've got more than one and they're very specific, then do them individually. We want to explore a bit more about why it affects you, why it's important to you, what started it, and why it holds such power. Stage 3 is support. The next stage is sometimes the toughest, and projecting your fear verbally, asserting it and making it real by telling somebody from your support network. When you're able to communicate your fear to another human being, it stops just being a thought in your head and becomes something real, something shared. This is an important step. You need to pick a person you trust and tell them your fears. Most people try and comfort us, tell us not to worry, tell us it'll be okay. We're not looking for reassurance or advice, we simply want to say it out loud and make it real. Stage 4 is the physical stage. We then explore how fear affects us physically. Explain how you feel physically when you experience this fear. Allow yourself to embrace these physical feelings, the elevated heart rate, the body temperature, the blood pressure, the sweating, the shaking. Stage 5 is the emotional. We explore the emotional impacts of fear, the sadness, the anger, the helplessness, the embarrassment, the pain of the fear. Stage 6 is the behavioural impact. We invest time considering the behavioural impacts of fear. We don't try and control them, we simply allow them to happen. Stage 7, rationalization. So next, we consider the rational impact of fear. Having already allowed the physical, emotional and behavioural effects of the fear their time in a controlled manner, we consider the rational likelihood of them actually affecting the outcome or performance in the task or the goal which has generated this fear. Stage 8 is respect. We start to respect the fear by appreciating all the attributes it has driven us to develop. Stage 9, gratitude. We show gratitude for all the physical, emotional and behavioural areas we've developed and how we can use these areas in future to develop further and perform or achieve our goal or task. Finally, stage 10. As we've controlled this process from start to finish, identifying, sharing, allowing it to affect us, respecting it and thanking it, we end by rescheduling in for another time. So we respect it, we thank it and we think, actually, I will come back to you at some other point, but now I've let you have your time. I've let you have your way with me, emotionally, physically, behaviourally. Now it's my time to act, but I'll come back and I'll revisit you later.